Hi, I'm Susan Clare, GourmetQuilter. Thank you for being here today. I thought I'd show you today how to have a little bit of fun with some wired leaves. So this is more like an embellishment that you might want to add to maybe a wall hanging or to something more decorative, or you might want to make a little brooch, you might want to do any number of things. So I've made a couple of leaves here, and I've actually got, this particular one is made out of silk, both sides rather than the cotton fabric. This one has got silk on one side and I've just put a cotton batik on the other side. So I'm doing them with a raw edge, and I'll show you how I'm going to do all this, but it's a whole lot of fun. But you may have bits of silk, you might have an old blouse, you might have an old dress or a handkerchief or a scarf that perhaps has seen better days as its original purpose, and you can reuse the fabric. Or this particular fabric is one actually that I had painted myself. This is one that I had done quite some time ago, and this was some leftovers, so I thought, oh, some leaves would be fun out of that. Some of the silk I'm using is, it doesn't have to be shot, but these particular ones are shot so that you get the different light coming on them, which is quite nice as well. There's lots of different fabrics available. And then of course there's something like the nice batiks. Batiks are great for this sort of thing because they don't fray so much. Silk, I have to say, does fray quite a lot. But because we're using a fusible product, that helps a lot with that too. But sometimes we get absolutely delicious batiks and much stronger colours even than this, that are really mottly and things, and they make perfect leaves as well. Leaves are just a very interesting and very accommodating shape because they can be any shape you like, but you still know it's a leaf. How about that? And it's double-sided. That's got a shot silk both sides. This one here I've made and I've left on a longer wire at the moment, and I'll show you that. And I've put two quite different colours because we get amazingly different coloured leaves as well. And I'm going to talk about the hanging that's behind me shortly, but I thought I'd first of all just show you how I make the leaves. So I've left some here that I've started cutting out. I've cut the 3 out from here and I've left one in there. So you can see out of a small piece of fabric, double-sided, so 2 pieces of fabric perhaps, and some fusible web, that you can fit quite a few leaves. I could possibly have fitted even more or made them slightly larger, but that's what I did. This one that I've got with the hand-painted silk on one side, again I have done 3 leaves out of that, and I've already cut 2 of them out, but this was just to show you how you can just sort of multi-leaf a piece of fabric. So I've got a piece here of the batik. I thought I'd show you with this. It's no different working with the other fabrics. I just happen to have this piece handy. So what I've got here is my ironing surface, and I've got a Teflon mat, so like an applique mat they're often referred to, or sometimes we bake our cookies on it as well. Lots of things that you can use for delicious things like leaves and food. So what I've got here is some florist wire that I'm using. So it's just a fairly fine wire. It's quite easily manipulated and bent, and I've got bits of silk all over me today, and also cut. So if you're going to cut it, you do need often pliers and things have a little wire cutting aspect in there. You may have some old workshop type scissors. Please do not use your good scissors, but it's not usually hard to cut even with a pair of older or chunky for the purpose type scissors. So I've just pressed that together, and you can see I've cut off a small piece there. So we will need to cut wire, so you need to have something that you can cut the wire with. So what I've ended up doing here is putting some fusible web all the way along the fabric. I found it works best with the leaves if they have fusible on both sides, and we're going to fuse it together with the wire in between. So what I would probably do if I was going to do a piece, this is quite a large piece, but that's okay. I'm going to pull all of the paper off the back. It's now got the fusible on that side, and I'm just going to so sometimes I draw a leaf shape on first roughly, sometimes I just put the wires in and then draw a rough shape so that I know where I'm sewing. You don't need to draw a shape, but it can be quite helpful. So I might just place the wire on there, and I'm going to fold that over and come, so just making sure that this is going to be my edge here, that there's enough room for the type of leaf that you want to make. These are just simple leaves with just a simple single wire up the centre, which allow you to bend and curl a leaf into quite a nice little shape. So I just want that piece of wire, so I don't want it sticking out the top because I'm going to sew around past it, so I need to make sure I've left myself some room at the top there, and I most likely, having just moved all that, would iron that just to that point in place. Yes, the wire is sticking out, we can trim it afterwards. I don't want to iron the whole thing because I'm going to make several leaves on this piece. So then I would bring another piece, and maybe I'd come out this side on this one, which just allows sometimes a little bit of shaping if you want to come wider near the base is usually down here on the leaf. And I might put that one. Make sure you're leaving yourself enough space for your first leaf and your second leaf. Make sure you're leaving enough up there. You can often see the little bit of wire in between there. And then I'm going to iron that one. It's not a final iron yet. And then I've just got space for one more. And one more may only be a skinny one. I'm going to come out that end this time. It doesn't matter, you don't have to alternate the direction. I'm just doing it that way. Now I'm on a Teflon mat. If you've got little bits of the fusible web sticking out, you may want to flick your mat over so that it's covering all that when you iron it, because you don't want that fusible on your iron. These are great, these Teflon mats. It just saves so much trauma with the fusible web, because even if it gets on here, it'll just rub off again and you can reuse the mat without any problem, as long as you've scratched off any bits that are stuck to it. So I'm now ready to make 3 leaves here, and I might want to draw some sort of a line on just so that I stay pretty much on track of where I want to go. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of leeway here. You want to leave yourself a little bit on the edge here. Now you may find that you want to adjust that if you're going to sew it into something, you can overlap it, but if you leave yourself enough room width there, then you can sew either side of that wire quite comfortably. And this is really just a rough line. You don't want a heavy line. In fact, normally I would use a chalk, but my chalk ran out. And I would just come up here. Any shape will do. Don't feel it has to be, unless you're after something, of course, more specific. It can be a wobbly shape. It can be a much rounder sort of shape. And this one here is probably going to be a bit skinnier because I haven't left as much room there, and that's fine with me. So I've just very roughly drawn those shapes. They are not anything, I'm not an artist on leaves. My aim is to make them look good in fabric, not with the pencil. So now I'm just going to go to the sewing machine. I'm just using a regular straight stitch. I've got a variegated thread on. I do like the variegated threads when I'm doing this sort of thing, because we just get a little bit of variation going on, and I've got it top and bottom, so it's in the bobbin as well, and I feel that it just helps give things just a little bit of a lift. And it does depend a little bit why you're making the leaves, what you're going to use them for. And I'm just doing a straight stitch. So it's got a little bit of weight to it because it's got the double layer of fusible web in there now. And I usually stitch these around twice. Just to, for no particularly good reason. I feel it probably holds that edge quite nicely, but I also just like that look of the second line of stitching. It doesn't have to be absolutely on top of the first line. So I'm going to come back around now. So sometimes I'm not exactly on top, and that's absolutely fine. But you can have a lot of fun, as I said, with leaves. You could do all sorts of other shapes, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Now these bits of wire sticking here, you don't want great long bits of wire for obvious reasons, because you can't move it around. So if you're wanting to do something much longer and larger, you might find you've got to sew everything in the one direction, because you can't turn the wire so easily when it's too long, because it simply doesn't fit. So I've done that. I'm not sure how easy that is for you to see. That stitching line's probably not super easy to see, but it's there. And so I would now go ahead and I would stitch the other lines as well. I don't have to do that now because you've seen me do that, but I can cut this one out. So even with this wire sticking out here, I could cut that off if it's annoying me, or I can cut it off later. And I'm just going to cut very close to the stitching, not right up, you don't want to be cutting the stitching, but I'm quite close in there. Hopefully you can see that. And this particular one, because I'm on a batik, I know isn't particularly going to fray anyway, so that's another good thing about batiks. Are so delicious, as well as cottons and silks and wool, and pretty much any fabric is delicious really. So these leaves are relatively large. Of course, not all leaves are this large. Sometimes we want something much smaller. So I've got my leaf, it's looking pretty good. Slightly different each side, which is good, because if you look at leaves in the garden, they're often a little bit like that. Now I'm thinking that wire is too long, so in this little cutting part here of my pliers, I'm just going to cut. I'm still going to leave a little bit on there in case I need it for some reason inside a project, depends what I do with it. And even these short bits of wire, you can make shorter leaves. So these little ones here I made with some offcuts of some larger ones and things like that. So hang on to your bits of wire, they're quite useful. As I said, it's just a lightweight florist wire that's mostly available or readily available in craft supply stores and things like that. So here we have a very delicious looking leaf. It's looking not bad all by itself, but what if we now just run our fingers along that wire and get it to curl a little bit? Or we might want it to just twist a little bit as we go as well. And all of a sudden we've got something that's perhaps a little bit more realistic. A lot of leaves are not flat. They're sometimes a little bit like that. So you could do all sorts of things with leaves. I've got like a little ladybird bead here. You could sew a little bead on if you wanted some little bugs on your leaves. You can make large leaves, you can make small leaves, you can make long leaves that perhaps are going to go into some other sort of artwork that you're doing, and you need a stem on it that isn't perhaps going to be seen, but you need to have that length. So you can leave the wire in it so that you've got this very delicious leaf on a stick that perhaps you can include into something else where you need the length but you're really only wanting the leaf to show at the end. There's so many things, but perhaps it's not just leaves you want to do, but we do like leaves. So I've got this hanging behind me here. Now this I made quite a few years ago, but this was all done, these leaves here, these grasses, they're all wired. I've just machined up and down with a wire up the middle. This whole autumn tree stump that we've got going on here, this was actually a leaf fabric. It had leaves printed on the fabric, and I backed them with another fabric, and I've just simply cut them out but with a wire in between. So these ones here have just got the wire within. So where I've got the wire sticking out on this piece, I had a shorter piece of wire that sat well within just to do a leaf shape, so there was nothing sticking out. So otherwise the same process, they're fused together with wires, and there's even in here, this fabric here had little crocus type flowers on it, so I've got some of those and they're wired as well in there. There's a couple of those sitting around there. There's little leaves, these ones here that are just drifting down in the little breeze. They are also wired just to give it a little bit of interest. This butterfly, I've wired the butterfly so that we could give him some shape. He's got a little bit of wire along the top of his wings and in the little antenna there. So you can see you can have so much fun with just a little bit of wire, some fusible web and fabric in a sewing machine. How much fun is that? You could make little brooches. Oh, how fun would a nice little brooch with a little ladybird on it be? That would be very cute. But I just thought I'd show you that because sometimes you want to add a little bit of dimension in the way of embellishment without necessarily a major expense or technique. Often you've got everything on hand that you need. You can just use some of your leftover. This is regular cotton fabric. It's not anything in the way of silks or anything like that, even though I have used some silks today. So you can just do them, and as I said, I made this some time ago. It's been hanging on my wall for quite a few years, and everything is still sitting there beautifully. So all of these sorts of things are wonderful, even though they've got that raw edge. It doesn't go anywhere when it's on something like a wall hanging. If you were going to be washing it, well, you might have a little difference going on. You might want to overcast those edges, perhaps with a satin stitch or something like that. But for this sort of fun, quick and easy leaves, we can just really just have fun making some curly leaves, some coloured leaves, some different coloured leaves, some little leaves. long skinny leaves, butterflies, flowers, what more could you want? So that was just to show you how you might have a little bit of fun with some little bit of wire shaping in some shapes. Thank you.